Jose Young's here with Joanne Calderwood ahead of her fight against Katlyn at UFC 238 in Chicago. And before we get into your opponent, you spoke with our coworker, Pete Carroll, and you said before your last fight, social media kind of became a little toxic leading up to your fight, kind of made you question your fight against Ariane Lipski. Has it calmed down at all? Are you not paying attention to it, or is it still just as toxic as ever for you?
Yeah, I don't think in this day and age that it's going to change. So even like this fight week, I've put some stuff out there and I've got some like the odd comment that's trying to put you down. So, but that's just in life in general, and you just delete that or see it and just put it at the back of your mind or put your finger up at it and say fuck off.
Did you learn anything from that experience? Like now you just don't pay attention to it, or is it hard to ignore it?
Yeah, I learned that I overcame that, and I noticed it, I verified with it, and I dealt with it. So it did make me stronger and more aware of it, and then this time it's going to make me better for it.
And this fight is at flyweight, and we spoke with Dustin Poirier before he fought Max, and we asked him what would Max deal with coming up in weight, and Dustin said it took him 2 or 3 fights to feel like a real lightweight after fighting at 145 for so long. Was it the same with you? Did it take you a few fights to feel like a natural flyweight after cutting down to 115 for so many years?
Yeah, because the first fight, the first camp that I'd done at the UFC PI when I went up to flyweight, I was like expecting to look amazing, and now that I'm seeing the changes, and this has been like just over a year that I've been on this flyweight journey, and I'm seeing differences now. So it definitely, this is my 3rd fight now in a row at flyweight, so I definitely feel that it's took my body and mentally, like everything has took out at least a year or so to get settled back into where it's supposed to be.
So if there was a flyweight division when you had entered into the UFC, would you have gone to that right away, or would you have still tried to cut down to 115 right away?
No, like I was fighting strawweight when I started my Muay Thai career when I was 18, so I can't imagine that's good for your body, fighting at that same weight for 10 years. So definitely, and for a long time when I was in the UFC, like when it just did start messing with me, I was trying to ask the UFC for flyweight, because I was struggling. So it wasn't like I was wanting to stay at strawweight.
And now your opponent, Katlyn, she does have a loss to Jessica Eye, who's fighting for the championship in the co-main event. What did you make of her last performance? Where does she shine? What are her holes? And what do you make of her as opponent as a whole?
She shines with her lovely blonde hair. She's a kind of awkward opponent. She likes to not engage much. She's a counter fighter, and I feel like, especially in her last 2 fights, that she likes to spend her time against the cage and like on her back foot, not engaging. So it's another challenge. I respect her as a fighter. She's not really the kind of same fighter as I would class myself. I like to be more aggressive, but our record's legit, and I'm sure she's going to bring it, but just in a different style that I will have to deal with.
And what do you make of that co-main event fight? A lot of people they would like to see you fight Valentina because you both come from the Muay Thai background. Jessica Eye does have the title shot on Saturday. What do you make of that fight, and do you think Valentina keeps her belt after Saturday?
I'm excited to get back and watch that fight for sure, and I definitely think that Valentina is going to be the one that comes away with it and keeps the belt, and I feel like that's the fight that I would want next.
And one final question for me, if you could go back in time and speak to your younger self when you were entering the UFC, what advice would you give her?
Stop thinking so much and stop blowing up after a camp. Because I was depriving myself so much in camp, after a fight, I would like balloon up. So that obviously made the weight cut harder and my lifestyle a lot harder. So yeah, that would be it.
Don't blow up.
Yeah, don't blow up.
Well, thank you so much and good luck.